All right, YouTube's good. All right, so we're just gonna kind of go into a setup of how I lay these out inside of Premiere Pro, your workstation. I've had a few questions about it, and kind of want to just give a an overview of what it is and how I do, and also at the same time, kind of show you kind of how to set up a template for a project that you know you're definitely going to reuse. So let's go ahead and start with this one. So this is a timeline of a podcast that I edit, and as you can see, I nested the video and the. It's probably like a made up of obviously a bunch of different cuts. I guess this is more accurate, something like this. Um, Be something like that. Nothing too crazy, nothing graphic heavy, and more so kind of like a you know one track, a couple of tracks just to have like throwing different graphics and animations and things like that. But that's about it. But if I know I'm gonna definitely reuse it, what I like to do is number one, let's say for example, it's almost gonna be it's almost gonna be a template, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this audio and I'm just gonna rename it, and I'll name this one vocals, audio track one. Um, Audio track two, I'll rename it to um, music, and then audio three, I'll rename that. Let's put sound effects. So I'll do sound effects one, and the way I do it like that is because I usually have more than one track, or maybe they like kind of uh, go together. You know what I mean? So I'll just separate it: sound effects one, sound effects two, in case I want to do two different sound effects within the same video clip. All right, cool. So that's the sound. Now let's do video. First track, we could rename it to uh, let's put it like, I'll just name it interview. The second one is let's put it graphics. Rename. I'll put graphics, kind of like that, graphics one, and then that's that one, and then I'll do three graphics. Let's do graphics two. Dope. And then there's actually a second one up here. I'll do I mean, if we really want to get specific on it, we could actually rename this one like title card, because that's technically what I do on there, or what that one does. So let's rename this to graphic, not graphics. Let's put title graphic. Put title graphics. Yeah, I see that. And I will just rename this one to graphics one. Rename graphics one. Dope. All right. So we'll leave it at that one. And that way, this one is free to be graphics two. So rename graphics. Graphics two. Dope. So we have that one in there. Right. And they're all titled. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on this one. And I could also do it right here in the project panel on the top left hand right here. I could also kind of like when they're listed out like this. What I could also do right here is, kind of like duplicate it this way, like episode 5. I want to duplicate it, or I could just do it down here. I want to do 4. So let's do duplicate number 4, actually. Awesome. And then I'll rename it episode 6. Now, episode 6 is exactly like episode 4 and 5, right? But what I'm going to do is I technically use the same sound effects and the same, not the same music. Well, actually, yeah, the same music, same sound effects, first couple of graphics in the beginning and the same ending. So what I'm going to do is delete everything except that. So I'm going to delete all that. And now I'm going to place and I'm actually going to delete this one as well. Clear markers. So let's clear them out. And this graphic, I could actually leave that graphic there. That's for like the guests. They tend to change, but I usually use the same, position, X, Y axis and all that, like right here. See, same position, same effect, transform and all that. So I'm going to import now all the stuff from episode 6. Let's go ahead and go to that. You guys don't need to see that, but I'm checking that one in right here. Projects, a podcast. Here we go. You can see this. I'll go to episodes, and I already have episode 6 right here. So I'll go ahead and start with that. Episode 6. Cool. So I'll start it off with, see what this one is. It could be, so there's 3 things. It's the interview, it's the intro, and the outro. So this one is
welcome to.
So it's welcome. So it's going to be the first one. So that's definitely the ending. This is the interview. So I'll just put it right next to the guy. A lot of audio right there. So it's technically going to be longer. This is the outro. Just double check it.
I'd like to thank Paul.
Yeah. So we'll put this guy at the end of that. And this ending, shift, all that. I'm going to put it all the way to the end. And I'm sure I'm going to have to change it up and kind of like, as I'm tweaking it, kind of bring it up. You know what I mean? Let's see what this is for a second. So I'll bring it up as I go along and tweak it, bring it closer as I tighten everything up. So let me just double check the audio levels. It sounds a little high. So I'll start it like this. I have the left project panel, top left, effects controls, so anything that needs like that. Media browser in case I need to ingest anything that's a little, maybe if I'm working with red footage, I like to ingest it this way as opposed to just importing it. I like to look at the metadata because it'll tell me media type, frame rate, how long it is, the name, file path. I guess that's not anything. Video info, audio info. A lot of times it's super important, especially when you're doing footage that's not necessarily yours. So you could edit that if you need to. And I also like to have the Lumetri scopes on this angle here because in the middle panel, I want to use it for, let's say, for example, right here. Right, so Lumetri scopes are right there. And then for the middle panel, I'll have the graphics templates because you don't necessarily need that in there, but I have it in there. Effects, properties, anything for the text related. If I want to transcribe captions, any extra extensions, essential sound, I like to have it in here. The track mixer, I like to have it here as I'm playing along. And I like to kind of, see what I'm looking at sound wise. And then I will have also Lumetri color. And that's why I like to have the Lumetri scopes on the left, because then I like to see exactly how it moves and what it is, whatever, all that. all that good stuff. All right, cool. So that was that. And then on the right hand side, I have audio clip mixer here. Usually if I'm not like I'm showing you guys, I kind of have this in the same window. I'll have like the source monitor and the program monitor here, and then audio clip mixer, I would have it there. But the source and the program, I probably have it in a different window, different screen. So this one, I'll have it just like that. And then obviously, I like to have the bottom and the biggest part of the screen take up from the timeline because it's fantastic. So let's just kind of listen to the audio levels on this one. Let's see, audio levels. Where are they? Audio track mixer. All right, let's see.
On my time and on my schedule. So those things really resonate.
All right. So what I'll do is Essential Audio. I wanted to have a balanced low tone voice because it's men speaking, and then I'll see what that does as far as leveling everything out.
Will forget what you did, but they will not forget.
So we'll lower it a little bit, right? See this peak part right here.
To putting my own capital up for the job.
Okay.
Works with case status.
Okay. Boom. So I'll do the same with this one. And obviously, if I need to go in there and tweak it a little bit more, I will. But just kind of like a one shot, make it super easy. Low tone again. And if I go in there, it'll start to lower it a bit from what the original level was.
As I will be joined by Paul Bammert from Case, helping them think about how client
Did it even do it?
experience, communication, and technology all come together. Case status is designed.
Okay, let's see this one.
Episode of this podcast. I know I say it every week, but we are starting to get some viewers, that the technology is loved.
So I'll probably just
by all of their clients. A lot of our clients at Gavel use case stat.
Okay. And that's the music underneath that you could hear that. And the beauty about copying and pasting is that you don't have to level it as much because you kind of have the same settings from the previous episode, right? All right. Let's see what else. And I have another clip on there. So let's use it on the third clip. You can tell the difference between the sound waves. This one kind of taps out a little bit more. Just sound, I'll do the same thing. Balance low tone. And then
meeting you for the first time. Why don't you just...
And then I also have a sound effect in here that's leveled out. I'm going to have to bring that up a little higher. I like how that one's set up right there. Maybe I'll do that. So I already know that this is a lot of space right here. So it's like...
Right in. Dive right in.
Cool. So now I know that ripple delete. And again, I'm just kind of doing like a once over, super rough. Eventually I'll go in there and kind of slice everything up. But for now... And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing with this one. And we'll make them match like so. Oop. Did I press the wrong button? Okay, guess that's not working on this one. Don't know why. I have FX control just on this guy. I'm going to center it, and then it'll be kind of like that. And I'll probably have to cut it a bit more in just the audio in here in the beginning. But essentially the transition would go like that.
Just dive right in, just so I know it's
Oh, okay, so that's not even the beginning of it. And that's not even the title card for the guy.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, so I see it starts right there. So since I have that graphic, not graphic, but that sound effects, and I want to kind of use that as a transition, that knock. So I'll go ahead and click that. Boom.
And welcome to the show, Paul Bammert.
Okay, cool. And I'll just kind of keep that in there. And again, if we don't want to move anything, we could always lock in the tracks by pressing these lock buttons right here. That way, if we move certain things, that just stays right there. So you also have to remember that that stays there and you can't move it too much. All right. Let's see what else. Let's kind of do the same thing on the other side. Bring it in. Okay, let's see right here.
Awesome. All right. Be well, Paul. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bring that in there. And I think there was like a double take on this one if I'm not. That's why it's so long.
Going mute.
Blooper reel.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Blooper reel.
Ping. It was a different
Yeah.
ping. All right, cool. Start
right.
it over. Going mute.
Blooper reel. I'd like to thank Paul for.
Let's see. So it starts right there. All right. So it'll be that right there. I wonder why that one's not working in this one keyboard, but okay. We'll roll with that. And then this will be.
I'd like to.
See, so it'll start right there and kind of have this one together because it goes together with all this. And then we'll move it towards, just move my playhead. There you go, right in the middle. That's it. There we go. Right there. And then I'll obviously have to cut a bunch out. But I will expand it just for right now because as I do the ripple edit, I know I'll expand on it a little bit more. So this one for sure has to expand all the way out here. Right there. I'll do that. And I kind of I use that remix tool to make it a little like extend the music out. Should still work.
This is very.
I didn't do that, so it'll have to do that. Just make sure to do that. And that's pretty much it. So now I have a solid base of what is this? What is this? Sorry, my keyboard is not saving. There we go. Save that. So now we have a solid foundation in which to start the edit, right? Just from a template or from previously doing it. So I just saved myself a whole bunch of work. Now I just got to go in there and kind of tweak everything up a little bit more and, fit it to just this episode. And that's how you just make these episodes. This is more of a simpler one. It's kind of just screen recording, but, you could do the same thing with 2 cameras, 3 different cameras and stuff like that. Multi-camera editing, it works out well. So what I'll do is I just kind of see like the ending is like supposed to go like so.
Need as many lawyers.
Wait. That's not even the ending. Watch.
Appreciate it. Bye. Possible. So appreciate it. Appreciate it.
So that bye is weird. But we'll do it that way. Just have it like that and
Get it. Bye. 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 Bye.
we did the bye, whatever. We'll go like this. And let's do a little bit by itself. And what I'll do is I'll go in there and make sure to tweak that constant gain just for the end of it, because it tails out at the end. See, it's already changed that. I'm sure it'll change even more. And then this, I'll just bring it in right there towards the end. Oh, you see? Gotta make sure you grab everything how it is, because that's the order I have it in. So this is the ending part right there, because it's gonna look like so.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Boom. See? And it's definitely going to change. Right now it's at, what is that, 53 minutes and 19, but it's definitely going to change. All right. And yeah, so now you kind of saw how I set this up, how I set up the process. Makes it easier for myself. I color grade on a different screen, so that's why I like to take this window out. And let's say if I wasn't streaming, I'll just click on this and I'll undock this one and the source, and I'll put them in that different screen, and then I'll kind of like tweak it there. So yeah, today's a super quick live. Just wanted to jump on here because that's what I do, and you guys show up. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that and you watch this again on the playback, just let me know, and then I'll make sure to answer them. All right, cool. So let me say bye on TikTok. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'm going live. And then I'll say bye on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for listening. On the playback, make sure to subscribe.